Welcome to the Manager Matt podcast show. The show is designed to give you solutions to your day-to-day management and leadership problems. It's hosted by Matthew Haddock, a frontline manager and leader with over 25 years of experience. If you're ready, then let's get on with the show.
Hi, and welcome to the Manager Matt podcast show. Hope you are all keeping safe and managing through your teams to get the results you're judged on. As always, please don't forget to drop me a line on what you want me to engage on. I love feedback on the show, so please give me as much as you can. You can always get me on managermattpodcast@gmail.com. So, without further delay, let's get on with this week's show. Like a moonlight shadow. What does your leader's shadow look like? You may have heard the saying that you cast a shadow as a leader. What does that actually mean? That means, in my mind, everything you say and do as a leader will influence people around you. Both your directs, their directs, your peers, and even your boss. The shadow can be long, and it can sometimes be dark in some cases. Now we are getting near Halloween, so don't get too scared. It's a shadow that will be there when you're not. So the key is to make sure you're aware of your shadow and also how to manage it. There's some basic in shadow management, and as I mentioned before, you will always need to be authentic at work. So let's not pretend that we can hide and make our shadow look different. Do the right things sounds simple, but that's where mistakes are made. Because from the parking in the space in the car park, through the entrance into work, in the clocking process, you are casting a shadow. If you work in a foods industry like I do, all the hygiene factors need to be followed as a leader. You have to make sure you're wearing the right PPE, following the correct entrance procedures. Now you may shout out, of course, that's what I always do. But do you? Do you sometimes take that little shortcut because you think, well, I'll get away with that? As soon as you do, your shadow starts to get cast in a different and sometimes not how you want to see it light. And there's always the language and body language you use. Make sure you're doing the things that you want to see come back to you. Think of your shadow as also a mirror. The shadow you cast will be reflected back by the mirror of the people around you. If you use colourful and expressive language, then guess what? Your team will. It's always a fine line at work. What you say away from work will obviously be completely different. Now, I'm not talking about anything extreme views or about groups or beliefs. I'm talking about the expected behaviours and language you use in your day-to-day. Now, let's face it, we're all adults in work, and sometimes the odd expletive might come out. And in the right context, that sometimes works. But just be aware of how you use certain languages and definitely your body language. And of course, when it comes to body language, we are visual creatures. So you need to make sure our shadow shows the emotion you want to project. If you slump at your desk or walk around like some sort of extra from a thriller video, you're going to pass that on. Also on the reverse, if you run around looking frantic and confused, again, guess what your team will see? Your people will pick things up. I got asked in a company a few years ago, do you really want to be here? My shadow had told them that I was not engaged, that I wasn't hungry about being at work. And they were right. I had gone through the motions. I had moved around, not fulfilling and not casting the shadow I needed to see. I had to agree to move to another firm within a space of a couple of months because I knew that job wasn't for me. But it's completely normal for your team to pick that up. They are very, very visual creatures, and they will pick up the slightest thing that makes your shadow look wrong. Now, what about actions? Well, the actions is what the shadow will be showing on a day-to-day basis. You are on time. You run meetings to an agenda. You are creative, and you are organised. There's the shadow you will be casting. That's that final bit people will see. As before, if you're not organised, or you don't do things in a certain way, they will see it, and your shadow will give it away. So you need to be honest about the shadow you cast. You need to be aware, and as always, be genuine. You can't pretend as much as you think you are. You're not that good an actor. So be aware of the shadow you cast and the reflections that you will get back. Well, thanks for listening, and as always, I'm really, really keen to hear your thoughts on the show, both good and obviously creatively bad. So please send me your feedback, as it is a gift, to managermattpodcast@gmail.com. I answer all the emails myself and would love to engage on new topics or revisit old ones. Right, well that's it for Manager Matt this week. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening to this Manager Matt podcast. We hope you found it interesting, helpful and actionable. One last thing, please leave a quick review on iTunes or with your podcast provider, as it helps to spread the word of Manager Matt. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the podcast, and if you did like anything in particular, send an email to managermattpodcast@gmail.com or visit managermatt.co.uk for more content. Feedback is a gift, so let's keep giving. See you next week.